He teaches yoga in Europe, America, India, and China. He gained knowledge about yoga from Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, A.G. Mohan, direct disciple of Shri T. Krishnacharya, Maharishi Swami Devamurthy Yogacharya, Dr. Mukund Bhole. He wrote 6 books about yoga. Also, he has experience with the application of yoga and Ayurveda to sports, tennis, football, dragger, judo, volleyball, etc. For teaching yoga, Jadranko is cooperating with Maharishi Academy for Vedashir Vincent Craft, Moraji Desai National Institute of Yoga, India, Bharatiya Vidyapeeth Deemed University, European Yoga Federation, and World Movement for Yoga and Ayurveda.
Dear friends, I see here many students and also knowledgeable people, experts in their fields. So I try to use the language to satisfy everyone, and for that I will start with one experience from my life, which I had 6 years back when I was attending the Art Kumbh Mela at Prayagraj. So it is actually the time now this year, unique event, Mahakumbh Mela. So I was that day, 40 million people were there. I was going with everybody to take bath, 5 hours walking to the Sangha of the rivers, and there and taking bath and coming back. And then that night, I had one very interesting experience I would like to tell you. So I was sleeping, and suddenly I woke up, but I was still as in a dream, but fully awake. And I found myself in one forest. And in that forest there was one hill, and I noticed there are many animals there. And I was wondering what they are doing. There were all kinds of animals, from each species some representative. And among them was one very majestic deer with big horns. And he was as I was watching, I understood he is the chief among those animals. And he is leading the meeting. So then I approached to them, and I approached to the deer, asking him, please tell me what you are speaking about. And then he told me that they are discussing that they are afraid of the humans because they have ego. And then I was not asking any, but it was in me kind of on the level of consciousness question to the deer, what does it mean? And then he looked to my eyes and he shifted my consciousness, and I was fully awake and fully experiencing that state of eternal goodness which is beyond ego. And I can say this is the best experience I had in my life in that sense. It is the state of in which you can find all principles of yama at once. It's the state of consciousness, which is beyond our limited and wrong identity, which we call ego or asmita in the Sanskrit, as you can find in the teaching of Yoga Sutras about the kleshas. So then I understood what the animals want from us. Not only the animals, but the whole nature. The trees, the birds, all kinds of species. And I realized, what is with our humans? We are the worst species on this planet Earth. Because without us, on the planet Earth will be like in heaven. Because we are making wars, we are bringing suffering to all living species on the planet Earth through our behavior and living that wrong identity. And then we are without peace. And how to reach peace? And I realized this is the essence of the peace, that state. And so, this was my great lesson in life from the great master of the deer. And so you can see that you can gain knowledge from unexpected manners. When you don't at all think, oh, now I go to some master, I will gain knowledge or this or that. It was just unplanned, unexpected, it just happened. So I feel it happened because of the blessing of that event. And but anyway, when we try to find peace in life, we need to start from where we are, in a concrete manner. You know, one wise man said, if you want to bring the thorn from your body, which is there, you need to use another thorn. If you want to remove ignorance, you use the ignorance as a starting point. And this is the way from where we start. We are in that state living not our real identity, but that wrong, because of ignorance of our true identity, of avidya. And this is the first pleasure, the avidya. And then that becomes the cause of asmita, which means I am. But who I am? That I am, don't know who is he. That I is just related with all the objects which is perceiving. And we think we are the subject, this is what we are the perceiver, and then we are perceiving the world around us, and we are gaining knowledge about the world, but not about us, because the knowledge about us is changing according to the objects we are exposed to, because we are mixed. Our nature is mixed with the nature of the objects we perceive. And this is what in Yoga Sutras is definition when the Shakti or the power of the seer becomes mixed with the power of the seeing. Then the asmita comes. So there is no knowledge about the subject on its own, on his own. And then how to go out of that? We need to start, as I said, with that condition of that asmita, this is I, this is me, this is the subject. And then I want to come to the knowledge. We start from the level of ignorance and we want to move to the knowledge. And this is the process of meditation, we can say. Meditation is a Latin word consisting of two words as a combination, medio, meditire. Meditire means medio plus ire. Medio is the source, the essence of our life, and ire means to move towards that. So the meditation should be the process to move, to get self-realization, to move back to our true self. And then in Yoga Sutras you will find that it's the principle of meditation is there, not the direct description how to meditate. The Yoga Sutras is not giving techniques, it's giving the principles. On those principles, then the masters designed different techniques, different methods. And the basis of each technique is consisting of three aspects: the subject, the process of experiencing, and the object. So then, instead, when there are many objects in your consciousness, then you are distracted. You are distracted, and from that distracted condition, you cannot go on a deeper level of experience. That's why they say you must choose just one object. So then they take a dharana aspect as taking just relation to one object. It can be mantra, it can be any tanmatra. The tanmatras are the objects of the function of the senses. So the sound, or light, or form, or any. Then you relate to that. And then you slowly, remaining related, you will be able to experience some more deeper value of that object. This is then Patanjali describing that process of samadhi, or coming together, the subject with the object on relation one-to-one, on a finer and finer level of experience of the object as different samadhis. Vitarka, Vichara, Ananda and Asmita. This samprajñatas samadhis, it means in relation to the prajña, to some object of experience. Then, still, when you come to Asmita samadhi, then what happens? Each meditation is stopped there. Meditation which is using any kind of the object for starting the process, because you go beyond that object. So there are, in that Asmita samadhi, there is only I remain, nothing else. So no thoughts, no mantra, if you use the mantra, no object, nothing, only I, that Asmita. So, and this is the situation where you have chance that real meditation can happen from that level. Because what happens until that time, until that moment, that Asmita was the subject, and you have some object. Now there is no more object. Now, and you are just in that state. I call this, in the practice of meditation, all the function of the vayu withdraw. The physical body comes to the zero metabolic rate. Breathing stops, heart beating stops, everything. And also prana is withdrawn, so the mental activity stops. So you are in the sushumna. You find yourself in the sushumna, in a dark tunnel. There is nothing, no bliss. You are beyond Ananda even, because the Ananda was also the object of experience. Then nothing, just nothingness. Just darkness all around you, and just you, feeling of you. But who is aware of that you? Now that you become the object of someone else, and there is someone else subject. You see? You go back. And then the realization starts opening. Who am I? Opening to that real value who is behind. And that opening is such a big transformation. At that moment, from the 0 point of physical activity, the heart starts beating 200. The strong energy awakens, the Shakti gets awakened, and then it starts to do the physical transformation of your body. It's very strong. And then your mental transformation happens. You are opening to yourself. And you have the feeling you are meeting now someone whom you lost for millions of years, and who is most dear to you. So the tears come, and such an expansion. This is not bliss of Ananda Samadhi. This is Satchit Ananda bliss. And this is the nature of that, is that all goodness and all the five yamas are the nature of that state, which is our true self, our true reality. Then you find peace. And this is the only place where the peace is. And then what happens? you can imagine further what can happen when you are in that state. Then again, there is someone behind that who is, this becomes again the object, that state. Your soul becomes the object of someone else who is experiencing your soul. And then you go a step back. And this is the cosmic soul, which is experiencing individual soul as its instrument for being expressed in individual life. And that cosmic soul, or whatever name we give it to that, people sometimes give name God. You know, when you say God today, unfortunately, they always put God in some compartment. You know, either in heaven, or somewhere in the temple, or somewhere, and the rest has nothing to do, you know, with that. But this is that level of life which is 24 hours behind you, which is watching you 24 hours. It is integrated in every atom of the life. It is omnipresent. You can get rid of it. You can't hide anywhere. It's everywhere, in every human being, in every creature, in every species, in the every atom. It's behind, fully awake, 24 hours, never sleeps. It's not affected by the waking, dreaming, deep sleep state of consciousness. It has full knowledge, full intelligence. It's behind the function of your autonomous nervous system, behind your physiology, behind your psychology. Because if you think, when you are sleeping, who is guiding your life of your body? Who is deciding now the way how your physiology functions? Who is guiding the function of autonomous nervous system? If we think this is because of our intelligence, then we would not be able to be alive neither a fraction of a second. So this is the proof that there is something. Then we can personify that, what we call God, in specific form and give specific name. But we need to realize that He is omnipresent. That He lives in everyone, in everything. That's why when you do asanas, it's a prayer to God. You know, the practice of asana, they say hatha yoga. But I found in asana there are all yogas. Like karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga. It's in asana, in one asana. Because you need to know how you move. In accord with the principles of yama. Sthira sukha asana, if you want to assume the position, how you move. This is action in accord with the principles of yamas. It's karma yoga. In Bhagavad Gita, you have yoga stha kuru karmani, the ideal of action, how to do the best action being established in yoga. Or do your action according to the principles of yama, because the yama is the nature of yoga, those qualities. And then, when you are stretching your body, don't hurt yourself. Don't bring discomfort. Don't make discomfort for you. Because asana you do for yourself, by yourself, for your own self, not for others. The outer form doesn't matter. It matters how you feel inside, what you are doing to yourself when you are moving your hand, your body, or whatever. Whether you create for yourself pain or happy feeling. You see, this is what you are following in the practice of asana. And then, when you assume the position, then you let go. Prayatna Shaitya means let go, surrender. This is Bhakti Yoga aspect of asana. And then you feel that expansion. Then this is the samyama principle in the first three sutras related to the practice of asanas, because you can gain perfection of asana only by samyama. And this is the theme of Yoga Sutras. You can't understand or gain perfection of any sutra without the application of samyama in the practical manner related to that sutra. It's not the text that you can read in this usual state of consciousness. So this is another thing. And in relation to the practice of meditation, as I said, in Bhagavad Gita also you will find the key. You will find the key words, Nistray Gunyo Bhavarjuna, the principle of meditation. Because in the first chapter you will find only Arjuna expressing all problems in life. All problems in relation to the 24 tattvas about Sankhya is speaking. All problems, whatever you can think of. On the level of like Sankhya speaks, this adibhautik, adidevik, and adhyatmik causes of the suffering in life and the problems, and how to get peace. Then what Lord Krishna did, after he was listening all the time, not interrupting him. But when Arjuna came to the final condition of total stress, PTSD condition on the battlefield, then he started teaching him in which way he didn't address to any of his questions what he was asking him, to any of his problems. He was not dealing with his problems, what he was enumerating all the way. He just said one word, son of Kunti. He was not calling him Arjuna, because the Arjuna was in the state of depression and very stressful condition. But he reminded him about his mother, because his mother was the embodiment of the principles of Yama, to uplift him. So the first teaching and the practical application in the life is, if somebody is in a very bad condition, don't start dealing with his problems. First uplift him. And then he gave him instruction. Go beyond. Find your true nature. Nistray Gunyo. Go beyond the three gunas. If you go the three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, you reduce the tamas, go beyond rajas, go beyond sattva. Where you go to sattva shuddhi, the fourth state of the guna. Sattva shuddhi, only by sattva shuddhi, the buddhi can give you self-realization. Because the buddhi in the Sankhya is the first creation of Prakriti, not Ahankara. But the Ahankara is the consequence of the function of the buddhi in relation to the Purusha. You can imagine that Purusha is the individual being or person. But Purusha means the person. Then that person, you give him the mirror, and buddhi is the mirror. And he look himself reflection, and this is Ahankara. Ahankara is the reflection through the buddhi of the Purusha, original, your soul. And then that ahamkara becomes identified with the objects he experiences and becomes asmita. So asmita is diseased condition of ahamkara. So first we must go out of that disease, isolate patient, and then give him some medicine through the buddhi that he can realize his true nature and become healthy again. And then ahamkara realize I am that, not the asmita. Asmita cannot realize I am that. Only the ahamkara can realize I am that. And then this is the internal part of the meditation, of the practice. But it should be practically approached. There are different methods of meditation. Sankhya meditation. There is transcendental meditation, using mantra, other kind of meditations. There is in Hatha Yoga. In Hatha Yoga, they think it's about exercising. But asana is just first chapter. And there are 10 chapters of Hatha Pradipika, also some versions. And Shanmukhi Mudra and Natha practice, giving very direct method of Shanmukhi Mudra as a deep meditation, leading you to the Atmajyoti, and then with Alaksha Mudra leading you beyond. And many kind of practices. Any practice will be useful. But you need to remember, meditation can happen. Because the meditation you cannot do. From being the doer, you must come to the level of being experienced, and then from that level coming to be the witness of the process of experience. That which is 24 hours away. So, and this is the peace. Also, if we are searching, when we are searching, then we are in unrest. Even searching for enlightenment will not bring us peace. Unless we go inside. What is our path? He said, the goal of life is from here to here. It's just a matter to pass through there, which is also here. So just relax. Everything is already here. Thank you very much.